Hello, beautiful souls. So here I am today, Yulia, your host, and I will be doing the readings for Aries. So I'm greeting here everyone who has Aries as your beloved one, relative, or if you are in Aries. So let's do the reading. So what is the main theme of the month? This reading is tremendously interesting for me because I am Aries myself. So I'm kind of like doing that reading as well for myself and all the lovely Aries here. So let's get, wow, this is an interesting thing, very rare happening to me. So I will just let's look at the beautiful card, which actually I immediately pay attention to. So that's 10 of Pentacles. That's the theme of the month. So in fact, it's all about nurturing yourself from the perspective of your career and your health. So any kind of nurturing in that area will be the theme of the month. So in general, the 10 of Pentacles, it's actually a very positive card for the month. Because it's signifying, in fact, the wealth accumulated. So everything what you've been working before will be rewarded during this month. That's how powerful it is. Do you see here, this lady, she's staying like a tree and she's truly nurturing. She's nurturing her child, right? We can see how she's carrying her child in a really beautiful way. And in fact, like it was a tremendous work which has been done before. Here we can see every pentacle in her hair, and now she's just giving it to her child, which she gave birth to. What a wonderful theme for a month for you, Aries. So what are the emotional and personal strengths you should lean towards during these months? Well, I'm very excited. I'm really excited. I'm already expecting all these wonders happening during these months. All right, so what are these emotional aspects in me which I should lean towards to, and what are the personal strengths I should lean towards to in these months? So first are emotional strengths. I want to understand what I should lean towards to. Ace of Cups, great reminder. All right, my cup overflows. 8 of Swords. Oh, wow, this is very interesting. Now, the Star. I love this reading because it clearly shows me one aspect that you can come, Aries, to this realization of finding who you truly are, finding your star and really shine bright during these months only once you continuously remind yourself that your cup actually overflows. Okay? So any kind of possibility which you can grasp, and just take your lovely journal. Journal this star, by the way. So take your journal and start really writing down all these aspects in your life, why your cup overflows. You may say, oh, Yulia, it doesn't actually. And I tell you, for all the areas here, maybe even if your attention is not there, you will always find it. You guys can be tremendously positive and tremendously, like really powerful in that direction. We are one of the most pushy signs in the zodiac. So if we actually change our direction to finding all the blessings in our life, even if there is no seeming blessing, and we ask ourselves, where is the blessing? We will find it. So remind yourself about that. This is a condition to become that star during these months. And guess what? Do not get strangled like that bird by the snake, right? So here we see 8 of Swords. So when we start overthinking stuff, right? And we all are going into that direction. We Aries, we know that. We just like may get strangled, may get caught into that anxiety mode very easily. So in order not to go there, that is the exercise for you, Aries. Take your lovely star journal and start really writing down all the areas, all the aspects into your life, why your life is actually great at this moment. I can give you example. Just right now, I was walking around my house and I was thinking, oh my God, it's so amazing that I can walk around my house. Because guess what? I was living in Panama, I remember, and there in that city, it was truly hard for me to walk around because it was not walkable city. And here in Toronto, actually, I'm not living directly in Toronto, just slightly on the suburbs, but that area where I'm living, I can really enjoy that walking area, those singing birds, everything is so amazing. And I could only dream about it living in Panama. So everything is compared, everything is learned in comparison. So guys, just pay attention to this card. It is the predicament for you to become that star and stop overthinking stuff, right? Otherwise, you may get caught to the snake strangling, just like that bird, right? By the way, all the swords cards, once we look at the evolution of the swords cards, they always bring us to destruction. So the 10 of swords, it's actually the card of the destruction, complete madness. So we really, really want to pay attention to this card, Aries, in this reading for these months. Because if we don't pay attention to it, forget about this. Forget about this beautiful potentiality of wealth coming into your life. Wealth and abundance, meaning that everything what you've been working before may be actually rewarded. You become like that mother who is nurturing her child, and you finally give birth. You give birth to actually that child. It may be a sad metaphorically here. You've been working over some project. You may literally give birth, but I'm just saying you may be working just on some project, and exactly in November you see the results, the true material results happening. Can you imagine? So that's actually the theme of the month. Now, the next thing I want to understand, what are the challengers areas which you might face during November 2024. So let's have a look at it together. So, 6 of Swords. All right. 9 of Wands. Interesting. All right, so we are talking about the challengers. 8 of Cups. Okay, and King of Wands. So what I see here, there will be the pathway which is the pathway through your mind, right? So during these months, you're kind of like going towards your goal, that promised land, right? Like we can see it in her. So she's laying down sword by sword. She's walking to that promised land. Do you see that heroine on this card? So sword by sword, she is creating her pathway there, right? She's creating it deliberately and diligently. So it's just saying that it will continue that way. You kind of like have already some power of momentum, and he says to you, keep on going. Don't stop. Keep on going. Now, 9 of Wands, watch over your energy. It's very important to watch over your energy, because in case if you don't watch over it, that fire, do you see, which is kind of right now, is still into that kind of like comfortable mode. It's still warming you. In any moment when you don't watch it, and when you cannot watch it, when your emotions get out of place, When your emotions get out of place, and this card, 8 of Cups, specifically reminds us, they came together. I want to remind you in my reading, if you don't watch over your emotions, this fire may just like splurge all around. And probably all of you Aries who are watching me, you know what I am talking about, okay? I know your nature, I'm Aries myself. So, watch this, because in case if you start really focusing onto your mind and continue deliberately and patiently, most important, patiently walk step after step to your promised land, to your goal, to your completion of the project, right? And the project is actually predestined to deliver results. This is the theme of the month, I want to remind you, right? You are like mother nurturing your child who is predestined to be born, and everything should happen properly. If you don't do that, if you don't have that patience, then your heart goes out of place, and guess what's happening? Guess what's happening? Emotional collapse is happening, and then the fire may go out of balance completely. All right, so this is very important. So watch this, watch your heart, and I would recommend to develop that patient mode. There is even this mantric saying for you Aries, I am patience. I am patience. So in order to really encrypt it into your mind, just write it into your star journal. Write it into your journal, I am patience, at least minimum 3 times before you go to sleep. You can really start wiring this, I promise you. I know what I'm talking about because I just feel even some goosebumps while I'm doing that reading, because I already see how it's connected to what's happening in my life right now. Now, King of Wands. King of Wands will happen eventually if you pass through these 2 cards successfully. Meaning, if you, these 2 cards, I'm sorry for that, these 2 cards, the Wands and the Cups, which occurred in here. So 8 of Cups and 9 of Wands. So if you learn to develop that patience and walk patiently to your promised land, guess what? You will own your energy. You will be sitting like that king with your structured energy center. And guess what? Energy is in the beginning of it all. But in order to get there, you must develop that patience, Aries, right? You must develop that patience. Now, where you can find fulfillment and joy during this month? Where can you find what you can really step into to gain that fulfillment and joy so that you could achieve actually all the benefits of this beautiful theme expecting you? I am really wondering. All right. The Emperor. Basically, structure. Structure. It is going so in line with the 6 of Swords. So structure your thoughts. Structure. So day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. We do that power of momentum. By the way, I saw so many spiritual light workers, specifically in the Aries sign. And if you are one of them right now listening to me, I would say this power of momentum quality is something what is really missing in many light workers today and in many areas. In order to put this fire, into that warm, beautiful, kind of like a creature, right? So that it would not be like wildfire. We really need that structure code. We are missing it. So we must actually find activities here, any kind of hobby, whatever it is, which makes you step by step better. I can give you the example. I started learning jumper. It's the drumming, the musical instrument, really so much fun. So what I really love about it is that day in, day out, I get better through my drumming. And it brings me that sense of structure. I just turn on metronome on the YouTube and I start drumming like my teacher was teaching me. It brings me so much structure to my brain. So this can be even funny activity for you, just giving you example. So any kind of hobby which can bring you that structure code would be amazing. Now, what else can bring you joy and fulfillment? Oh my God, looking at the situation, any situation from another perspective. And you are masters in that, I tell you. Those of you who still not, learn to do it, because every situation can be looked at from the new angle, from the new perspective. So whenever you find yourself in some kind of event where you get stuck, sit down with your star journal and start really writing down what is another angle, what is another perspective. Remember, Jesus had 12 disciples, and they all described him from different angle. Why do you think it was like this? Because every situation at minimum has 12 perspectives. And remember, the wonderful exercise for you Aries actually is to start looking at every situation at minimum from 3 perspectives. Not even at 12, too much, right? But I promise you, on the 3rd perspective, you get that release and you cannot go already to the wildfire. You encrypt that structure code. Do you see how this Emperor goes in line with the King of Wands? In line with the King of Wands. So take any kind, maybe start any kind of hobby. And this is that new perspective, new fresh thing of doing something new. So if you do it, you open the door to inviting that theme and playing really powerfully into your month. So that is the action step for you for these months, because I promise you, if you just do that, you start something new, or you look at every situation from a new angle with that journaling practice, which I proposed for you right now, then this theme of wealth and abundance is invited into your life for sure. Now, where else can you gain that joy and fulfillment? Because through joy and fulfillment, we really dilute all the negative thoughts. And you remember you had this card where you got strangled in the negativity, in the thoughts of this snake, right? Snake. Because the thoughts, they're literally like snake. If we look at it, at our brain, they're just swirling there, swirling like that snake. And there is no possibility to stop that snake. And then anxiety mode is on the horizon. We cannot already even dream to reach that island. We cannot even dream to reach that island. That's why, again, new perspective, new fresh angle. Use your star journaling, and then, and only then, you can actually be that star. Be that star. Start really creating the reality from that star aspect. Now, which else card is in here for you where you can gain that fulfillment, that joy, that energy? Let's have a look at it, Aries. 4 of Wands, it's all about energy. It's actually saying, Yulia, balance your energy, okay? So no matter what happens to you through the month, if it is sad or smiling face, does not matter. In this lantern, it does not matter. They all will happen. What this card is saying, just look at every situation in a balanced way. Do you see how this guy is balanced? He's actually relaxed. He's relaxed when he's swirling all around like this. I don't see any kind of pressure in there. He can free himself at any moment, in fact. So This is the reading for you, Aries. Use those tips, and then the theme of wealth and abundance will definitely flow into your life.